Hey, it's Rachel Cooke, your modern mentor. I'm the founder of Lead Above Noise, where we help leaders activate stronger results in performance from their teams by changing how the work gets done. So things like development, wellness, and engagement, they happen inside the work, not as a means of recovery. So the other day, I was in my bathroom trying to determine if my shirt was navy or black. You ever been there? That struggle is real. Candidly, it's been a minute since I've been able to distinguish the two colors in my bathroom. But later that day, the light bulb in the bathroom blew, and my husband changed it because I cannot be trusted on a ladder. And then my mind blew, just like the bulb. Because as soon as the new bulb was in, navy and black were like two whole different worlds again. And it occurred to me that the bulb had been fading for a while. Like it had still been shining, but just not super brightly. I didn't realize it, though, until it cracked. Which, because yes, there is always a metaphor tucked in here, is what is starting to happen in the workplace. And yes, of course, this trend has a whimsical name, not invented by me. And it's called quiet cracking. Have you heard of it? If not, good thing we're going to be talking about it today. Quiet cracking is not quite burnout, and it's not quitting. It's the thing that happens when the work is still happening, but it's fraying. It's when we're still technically doing the job, but on the bare minimum, with zero extra effort or creativity. And it leaves the organization missing out on a ton of efficiency, creativity, and collaboration. Also, it sucks our souls kind of dry. It's honestly pretty insidious. So let's talk about the what, why, and how to knock it out. Most teams know how to respond to disruption. A big conflict, a missed deliverable, a resignation, but quiet cracking is quieter than that. It's the moment when people stop raising ideas, they stop asking the next question, and they stop feeling really connected to customer outcomes or experiences. Everything looks functional, but people are going through the motions. Meetings are polite, deliverables are technically complete, but something's missing. Quiet cracking comes on when people feel a loss of control, a sense that things are going full speed with or without them and they better just hang on. When a decision gets reversed for the third time, when the same problem happens time and again and no one wants to fix it. It's not the volume of work that causes the crack. It's the disconnect between what's being done and why it matters. And when people lose that connection, they start pulling away. Maybe not dramatically, but slowly. They offer less, they ask less, they invest less. It doesn't look like resistance, it looks like compliance, which is what makes it hard to spot. And yet the costs are really high. When someone really quietly cracks, they usually don't tell you. They keep delivering, they stay in the room, but the invisible costs start to stack up. They start saying yes when they don't mean it. They stop naming concerns because they assume nothing will change. They nod along in meetings and then vent privately after. The energy that used to go towards making things better now just goes towards getting through the day. And if even one person keeps it contained, the effect ripples. The energy shifts and the conversations dull. A team that used to challenge and stretch each other starts defaulting to safe and surface level conversations. There's no announcement, it's just a slow drift. And by the time someone finally says, I think something's off, it's probably already taken hold. So what can we do to stop the quiet crack? Quiet cracking thrives in environments where everyone keeps pretending that things are fine. So the fix starts in small moments when we choose to do something different. Maybe you start by asking a better question. If you're in a meeting where everyone's nodding but nobody seems engaged, try asking something more useful. Is this still the most important thing we could be working on? Or what would actually change if this plan succeeds? These aren't disruptive questions, they're clarifying questions, and they can shift the current of the conversation just enough to pull it out of autopilot. Next, you can protect your energy with better boundaries. When a project or task feels vague or misaligned, don't default to over-delivering out of habit. Pause and ask, can we get clearer on what success looks like here? You're not avoiding the work. You're making sure your effort is in the right direction and that you're not fueling work that nobody fully believes in. You can stop pretending you're aligned if you're not. One of the biggest contributors to quiet cracking is pretending to agree while privately disengaging. If something feels off, name it without blowing things up. Say, I want to be aligned, but I'm struggling to connect this to our bigger goal. That kind of honesty can feel scary, but it can be super constructive, and it gives other people permission to admit that they may have been confused as well. You can name your state even if you're not clear on the solution. If you've been feeling off, say so. You don't even need a plan or an answer. Just try, I'm doing the work, but I'm feeling disconnected lately and I'm not totally sure why. That kind of comment helps others pay attention to their own state, and it opens the door to real conversation instead of just everyone defaulting to small talk. And maybe you and your team come together and generate a solution together. You can build in small moments of repair. Once a week, take 5 minutes and check in. Use a Slack thread or even a one-on-one to ask, where did we leave this last week? Or what's feeling harder than it should right now? These micro repairs, they don't need to be deep dives. They just signal that reflection is allowed and realignment is possible. Quiet cracking doesn't fix itself, but it doesn't require major intervention. It requires attention, candor, and the willingness to say something while there is still something left to save. So if you're feeling a bit of meh, don't let it fester. Give one of these tactics a try and let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for listening. Join me next week for another great episode. Until then, visit my website at leadabovenoise.com if your organization is looking to dial up its performance and wellness without breaking the rhythm of the work. Head over to leadabovenoise.com/connect and fill out that form so we can have a chat. You can follow Modern Mentor on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Find and follow me on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening and have a successful week. Modern Mentor is a quick and dirty tips podcast. It's audio engineered by Dan Fauervend. Our director of podcasts is Holly Hutchings. Our podcast and advertising operations specialist is Morgan Christensen. Our marketing contractor is Nathaniel Hoops.